Going live.
Hey y'all, I'm James Wright, and Merry Christmas. It is time for the Wrights Family Special. We do this usually every Christmas, though I think we missed one 2 years ago or something like that. We are going to be having a little bit of fun with the kids in the shop. Yes, this is my whole family. Sarah down there. We have Melody, who's 11, JJ, who's 10, and Arthur, who is 8. And they are the ones you usually hear pounding on the floor above us in the middle of a live, or popping open the door and poking their head in. So if you guys have any questions for them, throw those down in the chat, and we'll give them a chance to answer questions. And we're just going to have basically a fun time. Question and answer, we'll be doing a bunch of giveaways. The kids will be actually giving the questions for the giveaway, so that should be very interesting. And we're going to have a little bit of fun along with it.
I feel like we should have hot cocoa. We did not prepare.
We did not prepare. We should have had hot cocoa.
So y'all better have hot cocoa.
Yeah. First child down. The swing out seat attacks. Stand up, bud. You are fine.
Here, you want to come sit by mommy?
Wait, don't sit on that anymore. Oh, you can go sit by mommy.
Come sit by me.
Okay, so let's actually go ahead and get this started.
Okay.
Is there a good question to begin with?
Let's see. What did Shannon Beaman ask? I've purchased an old drawer bottom plane with metal runner and good iron, but that has a damaged wedge, and the top of the plane where the wedge meets at the front is beginning to fail. Is creating a new body for an old good skate and iron something you've done before, and what suggestions do you have?
Yeah, that really wouldn't be that big of a problem, especially if you have the old one there. You can model it off after and make a new one. It works out great. It would be a fun experience, a good way to learn and try something new. In all honesty, those planes are kind of a dime a dozen. Not quite that cheap, but not too far off. So, yeah, is it worth it? Depends on your time and what you want to get out of it. Is it ever worth it to make something? Sure, that's where the fun is. But yeah, if you want to make it, then make it. If you think you don't really want to do that, there are lots of them out there, so it's not a huge thing to put it in the parts pile. So. Yeah, let's actually go ahead and start this off with a giveaway. So, Arthur, you are first. First off, all you have to do is the first person to type the correct answer to Arthur's question down below will win something. He'll give his question first, and then he'll tell you what you're going for. So, Arthur, look at me. What is your question?
What is my favorite gem?
What is Arthur's favorite gem?
Gemstone.
Gemstone, not yeah, Pokemon gem. So, Arthur, what are they winning?
They're winning this leather plate.
What leather plate? What is it called? Strop.
Okay.
Yes.
What are you doing?
So you'll win your choice. You can have either the logo top or bottom, top or corner. You just have to let me know. So what is Arthur's favorite stone?
Gonna sit.
Ruby, sapphire,
amethyst,
emerald, ruby, sapphire.
Oh, Shannon got it.
Diamond!
Shannon. Congratulations. Yes, it is a diamond. Surprise, surprise. If you can send me your contact information and address, and if you want the logo top, center, or corner, I'll get that out to you. Okay, guys, you gotta, shh. Do you hear the noise in here? Oh, silence, it's cold.
Duct tape is silver.
Yes. What's that?
You said silence is gold, and they said duct tape is silver.
Good idea. What's the next question we got?
Let's see. What did Alex? Okay, Alex wants to know, what are the 2021 stats of the kids' YouTube channels? If not secret or a question they'll be guessing.
Well, Arthur doesn't have a channel. One of these days he might want to. You want to make a channel, Arthur?
Yeah.
You do? Maybe you should set one up then.
Can I say goodbye?
Okay, JJ, he has a channel?
It doesn't really, I actually have 2 channels. One of them has a lot of subscribers, but I don't put any videos on it. And another one with no subscribers, but a short that has over 600 views. 600.
Okay.
So how many subscribers do you have?
I don't remember. I don't usually check on them.
Not that we know.
Melody, on the other hand, she's got
2 channels.
She is the one who has the most.
So I've got Melody's Workbench, which has around 700
It's
subscribers.
It's her old one.
JK, shh.
And then I have Go Princess, which has around 30, 40-ish subscribers. I'm almost at 50, and it's a really good channel. But not better than my dad's.
Yeah, we will see. Yeah, no, she hasn't quite gotten up to the 190,000 yet, so still has a little bit of catching up to do.
Until Daddy quits.
Okay, shh.
No, I
Okay,
won't.
guys, calm down, volume down. I say that a lot around this house. Volume down, volume down. What's next?
Oh, let's see. So Life asks, what is the most interesting woodworking project that they have done?
Okay, let's go the other direction. Melody, what's your favorite project you've made?
My favorite project that I have made, I would have to say, is my newest one, the bench.
The bench.
Not the bench. I meant the shelf.
I was going to say, when have you made a bench?
I keep confusing myself.
That's because she just steals mine.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, she made a shelf from a board that she pulled up at the bottom of the lake while scuba diving.
Mm-hmm.
So, JJ, what's your favorite?
When my second ever pine derby car, not my first, because my second one actually got first place.
Yes, his Pinewood Derby car.
It was in the shape of gold.
Arthur, what's your favorite thing you've made?
I guess gold.
My first Pinewood Derby car, because all 3 rounds I got first with it. Against people who are 3 years older than me.
Yes, Pinewood Derby cars. It was actually the first thing I ever made. First thing I ever had a woodworking project was my Pinewood Derby car.
Really?
Before you
So-
had the channel, I
Yeah,
bet.
we're about the same age, so I was. It would have been 7 or 8 at the time, so about the same time they made it.
Was my first pine derby car my first thing I ever made? for wood?
No, you made the birdhouse before
Oh
that.
yeah. It was.
So what's next?
All right. So Alex says, what is the most favorite Christmas / New Year's dessert of the Empress of the White Oak? I don't know that it's necessarily a Christmas or New Year's dessert, but creme brulee is like the best.
I thought you were going to say pumpkin pie.
Oh, yeah.
That's a Thanksgiving dessert.
Wait, no, it's whipped cream.
Yeah, well, whipped cream does
Just put
win.
whipped cream on it. She likes it.
But one I don't make is creme brulee. And then just good old-fashioned chewy chocolate chip cookies. You can't beat that. And uncooked brownie dough. Anyways, moving on.
She doesn't have a sweet tooth at all.
Let's see. Warren Munn. For the kids, we all know how bad Dad is on dad jokes on YouTube. Is he that bad in real life? And what about mom jokes?
What do you guys think? Is Dad that bad in real life?
Sometimes, but lately he just.
I just laugh for no reason.
Meow.
Arthur, what do you think?
Meow.
Do I tell good or bad dad jokes?
Meow.
Arthur.
Meow.
Tell
There you go.
What does it rhyme with? I don't know. This stuff is okay.
What's next?
Hang on. I'm trying to catch up on questions.
Relax, dude. Relax.
Oh, I think the cars have all been destroyed.
Yeah, none of them are in existence anymore.
They've been played with thoroughly. Let's see. Matt Tomon asked, what new stuff did you get for Christmas?
Ooh, what was your favorite present for Christmas?
Who are you asking?
You. What you got?
If I really had to choose, I would have to say my microphone.
Microphone?
Yeah, it's a Yeti microphone that my dad and mom got for me.
A microphone so she can make better videos. JD, what's yours?
For me was a Flip 16 Nerf gun that my brother got me.
Nerf guns, always the best. What, Melody? What do you think, Arthur? Magnet buddies? No? What is it?
I don't have it.
Oh, you didn't get a good Christmas present this year?
No, it's just so hard to choose between them.
Okay, what's your top 3?
Top 3 that you like.
And that's typical Arthur.
I got some gallium.
You did get that.
Arthur got gallium.
Magnet, what is
So what's next?
I got fuzzy blanket and a Snuggie. I almost wore it tonight.
Oh my
I'm
God.
telling you, if you have someone cold in your family, they're the best.
Not a Snuggie, a Cuddly.
No, it's called a Snuggie.
No, it's called a Cuddly.
Okay.
I bought it. I know it is.
I got Mom the blanket.
The rolling of the eyes. Yes, I win.
Oh, let's see what child answers this question. Woodworking with Logan. Do any of the kids like coffee?
I do, but with creamer.
I don't like coffee. I never drink coffee.
I preferably like it semi-cold, and with creamer is the best. I do not like plain black coffee.
You like
That-
lattes.
I went to Starbucks for the first time and I got a small latte with caramel cold, and it was delicious.
That's the reason she's only this tall.
Dad!
Unfortunately, that logic doesn't work on me. I don't drink coffee. But Alan knows that, but Alan's not on. That's why it's the hot cocoa fun.
Well, let's do another giveaway. JJ, it's your turn.
How?
So, no, just saying. He's going to ask a question. First person to put the right answer in the comments gets it. And we'll announce what he's winning as soon as he tells us what the... Stop the things. So, JJ, what is the question?
How many states have I been to?
How many states has JJ been to? Okay, what they're going to be winning?
In the
States as
USA,
in United States of
One
America.
of the 50 American states.
hardwood.
Hard wax.
Hard wax. Ready,
So,
set,
okay.
go.
A can of my paste wax. So it is a hard wax that I use for lubrication, or you can melt it down or polish it into a surface.
15.
A little more than that.
No.
No, 50 quite yet.
Hasn't been to 50 yet.
Oh. No.
They all have bated breath.
Dancing right around it.
Dancing right around it. Yep. What was only one
JJ.
Oh boy.
Just gonna-
Gosh, this is so close.
No.
No.
Not.
Almost there.
We did not go too hard.
Don't yell.
Funny.
Been right on both sides of it.
No. 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 No.
Children.
Hey!
Okay, whoa. Tommy Roberts, it looks
Tommy
like.
Roberts.
Tommy Roberts.
You
Congratulations.
went some hard walk.
Hard wax.
Congratulations,
Shh,
Tommy
guys, I gotta
Roberts.
talk. Shh. So, send me your contact information, and I will get the wax out to you. So, congratulations.
Stop sending numbers. It's
Ma-
not-
Okay, JJ, it
there's a
takes
35-second delay. Don't worry. The fun of live with kids. So, what's the next one?
Let's see. Tom Engel asked, how long did the board have to dry for the shelf that your daughter found scuba diving?
We kept it for about 4 months down here in the basement.
Long time.
The nice thing about something that's been fully soaked like that is it actually doesn't take quite as long to dry because you're just getting the water out. On freshly cut wood, you actually have a sap that takes longer to get out, but a log that has been in the water and been rinsed, it actually takes a lot less to get that out. So it dries pretty quickly. We probably could have worked with it within a month or so of it being out.
Yeah.
That being said, it was dry wood to begin with, and then whatever it had came off. But for a shelf, you really didn't need it to be dry, just dry-ish.
Really good board of wood.
Did you have fun diving?
Yeah.
Yeah, these two are certified divers. This one's got another 1.5 years until he can be certified, so soon we'll all be divers. What's next?
You thought we couldn't sink any lower. Anyways.
Yeah, they're allowed to go scuba diving, but they're not allowed to go skydiving. You have to be 18 to go skydiving, which is kind of funny.
I'm okay. I don't have to worry about dying from impact.
Let's see. Suicidal Life asked, does Dad want a free Bedrock 607 plane minus the screws?
Yes, I saw that. That's one of the things. I actually have something that's very similar. He started the restoration, and then other things got in the way. And then finally, when the day came to come back to the restoration, you find out that box that had all the screws and hardware you threw out. I actually have a box over here that I'm afraid I did that with one of my jars. Oops. So yes, yeah, yeah. Finding the screws, some of those are hard to find, so it's not an easy task to replace those. But yeah, have fun with that. Not happy, man. What's next?
Let's see. Carol's Cakes wants to know, what is the favorite woodworking tool of each child?
What's your favorite, Melody?
For me, it's really hard to choose, but if I really had to choose, I think I would choose the saw because that's really fun to
What
use.
saw?
If I really, I think more of the Japanese saws, since that's what I use mostly.
JD, what's your favorite?
For me, these.
Which one?
This one.
The
Yes, but
the Stanley 51 spokeshave.
Yeah, I really like using them. They're really easy to use, and I just like using them.
Arthur, what's your favorite?
Mallet.
Someone likes hitting things.
okay, put it back. Okay, put it back.
What's next?
Y'all are jealous of James staying home all day.
Yeah. They're homeschooled, so when I'm down here working, they're up there banging on the ceiling above me.
Bang, 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 bang.
Yes.
Bang,
Mainly
bang.
James too.
Let's see. Bob Brewer asks, do you still play Wizards Unite?
Not much. Actually, I haven't opened up the app in probably about 6 months now. So no. Have you guys played it much?
No,
No.
I deleted it.
Oh, okay.
Ever since I've gotten a new phone, I haven't been playing it.
Our grassy
Actually.
thing got onto it. Yeah.
No, it's one of those things that I would love to, but where we're at, my closest location is. Wait, now yeah, with the new site, with moving around we can, but no, I just haven't. I haven't had the time to. Got lots of other things going on, and yeah, I would like to, but just haven't had the time to. What's next?
Let's see. Kenny-Anjanette Horn asks, is JJ a basketball player, and does he have a favorite player?
I'm not a basketball player at
More
all.
soccer.
I was a soccer player once, and
For about a year.
hasn't
Melody.
been on it too much because of COVID.
So who's your favorite soccer player?
I don't have one.
You don't have one? Well, who'd you talk about in your speech?
Well, I don't really remember. That was like
3 years ago,
3
yeah.
years. It's been a long time still.
Now, our kids don't do much with traditional sports. The weird things like scuba diving.
I would like to be in a Nerf gun battle.
He's the Nerf kid.
All right, what's next?
Comments are too funny.
Let's see. Okay, children, are you listening?
Pay attention.
RebelRobot wants to know, what is your preference, woodworking or Nintendo Switch?
Each of
All
you,
of
Melody.
you.
If I had to choose woodworking, I'm not a big video game fan, unless if I'm watching them.
JJ?
Nintendo, baby.
Arthur, what about you?
What was the question again? Nintendo or woodworking?
It's Nintendo.
He would prefer to play with Kinects.
Yeah.
But still, it's Nintendo.
He
Yeah,
likes
stop.
playing Among Us.
Yep. Favorite game.
All right. Nick Cowart wants to know, are you a Coke or a Pepsi house?
Pepsi.
Yep.
Pepsi.
Yes, but
Coke.
you drink Coke Zero all the time.
No, I drink Pepsi Zero.
Is it Pepsi Zero now?
Pepsi.
Yeah.
I'm a Coke
Okay,
guy.
shh.
I'm a
Oh,
root
I do
beer.
like the Coke with coffee. That's really good. But yeah,
Favorite Coke.
Coke doesn't hold a candle to Pepsi.
Yeah. We're Pepsi, but we also like
I'm a Coke person though.
Dr. Pepper.
I'm a root beer person.
We don't drink a whole lot of soda.
Spreckers.
Me, it's
Spreckers.
Sprite.
Spreckers.
Spreckers,
If
yeah.
you're from the area, Spreckers.
Spreckers Puma. Yeah, you can't get better than that.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
And if you don't know what Spreckers is and you live in the area, you need to try it. Go to Menards.
It's really good. All four.
Let's see. Tom Leurquin wants to know, do the kids go to the same barber as Dad?
They used to, actually.
I don't remember.
I used to cut their hair too. But Sarah won't let me cut their hair anymore.
You just make us fall like you.
Because I just and it's done. Melody won't let me cut her hair either.
Trying to grow it out.
Okay, guys. I think we're going to do the last kids giveaway. And then we're going to send you guys away in a little bit. Yeah, I think you're getting, Arthur, you're getting a little rowdy. What did I say when you get rowdy? Okay, so Melody here has a question. First person to put in the right answer wins something. So Melody, what is your question?
What state was I born in?
What state was Melody born in? Okay, Melody.
Soft wax.
The soft wax this time. So paste wax, it is a boiled linseed oil, soft wax is boiled linseed oil, beeswax, and then, oh, come on. Keep wanting to say urethane, not urethane. Thinner. Thinner. Total mind blank. It's soft wax.
It's not turpentine.
Yes, it is Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Ooh.
But
Okay.
same guy who answered.
Oh,
Arkansas
Shannon got it.
incorrect.
And then it was Shannon and then Kenny-Anjanette Horn.
We're going to give it to Kenny-Anjanette Horn because we're not going to do the same person twice. Sorry, man, but we got to spread the love around. So, Kenny and
Hang on.
can you send me your contact information and I'll get that in mail to you. Congratulations. Okay,
I have a couple questions for the kids real quick.
let's do a couple more questions for the kids and then we're going to send them out lest we bust people's eardrums out.
Let's see. I think I just have two more for them. Jay Gold.
I did.
Oh, we'll come back to your question, Jay Gold, because I think that's a question just for James. Alex wants to know, do kids sharpen their tools like the saw or the spokeshave?
No, I haven't gotten enough for them to do their own sharpening.
No.
Though I might do that with Melody here soon.
Sit.
No.
Sit.
Stop it.
JJ,
Calm.
control. Now Melody might start doing that here soon.
Maybe.
There's a lot of control that has to be learned for that, and she's starting to get there. JJ still has a little bit more before he can do that. Usually, I will set things up for them, and when saws, I will start it and get it established, and then they cut.
I've started the saw, just starting by my own.
But yeah, they're getting more and more of what they'll do. Although Arthur, he doesn't spend much time in the shop. That's not quite his thing yet. But Melody comes in here a good bit more. So.
All right, last question, JJ. Do Nerf guns, or the bullets, stick well to Dad's head?
No.
We don't have many of those.
Nerf darts don't stick.
Well, there is
JJ.
one type, but we don't have any of those. We used to, but we lost all of them.
Yes, for Christmas, JJ got 1,000 Nerf darts.
Plus my 16 that come with the.
Yeah, okay, 1,016 Nerf darts, yes. So, okay, guys, did you have fun?
Children.
Yes.
All right, why don't you go play upstairs quietly? No banging on the
Quietly.
floor.
Yes, Dad.
All right, go on out. Say goodbye, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Oh,
Bye.
bye.
They're going out. We'll do a couple more giveaways here in a little bit. Welcome to the craziness that is the Wood By Wright household. And yes, it is like that every day, all the time.
Yes, close the door.
3 fun, crazy kids. We had 3 kids in 3 years. And then we actually figured out what was causing it and put a stop to that. So.
And that's his oldest dad joke.
No, that came in about 3 years after.
You were too sleep deprived to tell any jokes prior to that.
So what do we got?
Quietness? Okay, Jay Gold, what do you want? What kind of gum are you chewing when you saw in your videos?
I'm chewing tongue gum. I don't know where I picked that up, but whenever I'm really concentrating, I'm either chewing on my lip or my tongue. I used to chew on my lip a lot more, but now it's more just my tongue. Actually, it came about as a way to annoy my mother, because she would always ask me, "What are you chewing on?" And I'd be like, "My tongue." And it would be something that I would try to get her to say, "What are you chewing on?" I'd be like, "My tongue." And yeah, it's stuck. I never did anything to annoy my mother.
Did, like, past tense is the only tense.
Yes.
Good thing she's not on here right now. Let's see. What did Tom Leurquin ask? How are the solar panels working?
Fantastically. Yeah, all we've, for, let's see, since April, we've just been paying the $15 a month to stay connected to the grid. And we made enough credits through the summer that we should have more than enough credits to make it all the way through the winter without having to do it, and then we'll pick it back up again in the summer. So basically our electric bill is gone. So now the only thing we're paying is we decided to take out a loan to pay for the solar panels, but the monthly payment on the loan is less than the old electrical bill. So basically, we're saving money from day one, actually taking a loan out on it. And so then after 10 years, then at that point, it's basically free, other than any maintenance or anything might go up. So yeah, really, really good. I like them. For those of you who don't know, I did a video about a year ago now where the solar panels, so that was a good one.
And if you ever want to know how much we're producing at a given moment, James will show you his app. And I'm sure he has a spreadsheet about it somewhere.
No, it automatically creates the spreadsheets for me, so I can just import them.
If you know anything about James, he loves a good
The
spreadsheet.
solar panels are a fantastic toy.
Oh, let's see. Richard Buckman. Does having 3 kids mean you tell 3 times more dad jokes, or are they just 3 times as good?
Both, yes.
Debatable.
As good means they go downhill faster. 30% more dad in every joke.
Although I will say if I had to pick a kid that will follow in his footsteps, it will be Arthur.
Yes.
Because Arthur loves to tell jokes.
His jokes are
About as good as an 8-year-old kid's.
absolutely pointless. What's next?
Oh, what did ZAG Studios? I just built a big leg vise and I'm trying to make it as versatile as possible. Is there a reason why people don't put dogs or dog holes in their leg vices?
Well, one of the problems with the leg vise, here, let me pull this out, and mine is an exaggeration of the sloppiness on this, is that, hello, wake up. Yeah, no memory card, I know. Is that the leg vices have a single point of contact. So when I pull this out, I loosen it, is that there's only this one screw. And so as I slide it in and out, there is a rotational force to it. And on this one, I have a lot of slop on here because my ring came off and I just need to put it back on. And so there's sideways force to it. So if you do have a dog hole dead center on this, it generally is good, but if you have dog holes off to the side, you either have to make sure that they're balanced. There's just a lot of force into it. The other thing is that leg vices tend to be on one side of the bench, and you can do dog holes across the bench, but they're really not that useful. There are very few times where you need to clamp something that way. So it's not really it's one of those things that sounds really good. And on my first bench, I had a row of dog holes coming out from my leg bench with a dog in that, and I never used it. Actually, I'm pretty sure I never used it for anything. Just because having them go along the length of the bench is far more versatile. So, I mean, that's not to say that it's not a usable thing. It's just in comparison to having them go lengthwise down the bench, it's just not quite as useful. But yeah, there are other people who do that out there. Just not a very common thing. What's next?
Craig Preston wants to know, what is the power switch behind you?
My pickle. This is not connected to anything. The wire's just going back into the wall. That is a pullover from my theater days. My master's is in technical theater, so I did scenic construction. the designer would say, I want it to look like this, and I would have to figure out how to build the set in budget and to fit the specs. Particularly all these special effects and automation and turntables and flying and rigging. That was my job to figure out. And so that is a pickle that I used on quite a few different stages. And when I left, I took it with me.
You left them in a pickle.
No, I left myself with the pickle.
They were without a pickle. Anyways.
But yeah, it's just a fun holdover from theater days. And when a lot of people think of theater, they think of makeup and costumes and acting, and I think of electronics and programming and CAD and design and What's next?
Let's see. RebelRobot. Do any hand tools come in handy when remodeling the house?
These ones, not so much. I did use them when I did the trim on the house, because that's basically the final joinery. But for average daily use, not much. For actual construction, I'd rather use a cheap, I don't have one in here, I'd rather use a cheap big box store handsaw or a panel saw. Those tend to, they just get the work done faster. They're cleaner. When you're doing quick and dirty work, you don't want a saw that's designed to do detailed work. Number one, it's going to be slower, and number two, it's not something you really want to do because you're just going to be banging it around. And on a job site, I don't want to be banging up my good tools. So I'd rather have a cheap one I can bang up. But I'm trying to think of anything else when I did framing and construction. Every now and then a tool pops up, but it's not regular use. I have a whole set of tools in my shop, in my garage for construction, because I've done everything in a house. At one point or another, I was actually paid to do it, from framing to finished carpentry to carpeting to roofing, and everything in between. Electrical, plumbing. It's a fun world. Is that a super chat?
Yes, Sumi, super chat.
The lights turned on. Merry Christmas.
Just here to say hi and thanks for the Ven shirt.
Thanks, Sumi.
So.
Does he have a mom joke?
Oh my gosh, I feel so
She forgot
unprepared.
the mom jokes.
My brain's been dealing with other things recently.
Yeah. Hospital has not been fun lately. Surprise, surprise.
All I can recommend is stay away.
Don't get sick. It's not a good time to get sick. There are times to get sick that are okay, and there are times where it's not.
You ready?
All right, here we go. What is it?
If a cyclops closes its eye, is it a wink or a blink?
Ooh. Yes.
You had to think about it.
This sounds like a really good poll to put online. What's the next question?
Let's see. Craig Preston. So after the chisel spreadsheet, what is your favorite or preferred or recommended tool?
After you're saying what's my favorite chisel?
Yeah. I think they're trying to get you to spill the beans.
You're going to have to wait on that one. You're going to have to wait on that one. That's if you're a patron or a member, you have access to the data sheet. But if you're not, then you're going to have to wait. And I was going to have the chisel coming out this Saturday. But this Saturday, Rob Cosman contacted me. And he has a mastermind group with 4 different veterans and guys who really went through absolutely crazy things in the wars recently. One guy who was actually in over 100 explosions, disarming IEDs, just absolutely mind-blowing. Wow. So he's actually working with these 4 guys to actually get them up and running in a small business, such as woodworking or YouTube and things of that nature. And so Rob and I are going to be basically using our January 1st video to publicize all 4 of these guys. So Saturday this week, I'm going to be doing a video. I think I'm going to be doing a shop tour, although I might be doing an AV tour and actually showing my equipment. So I haven't fully decided on that, but we're going to be basically pumping all 4 of them so that we can get as much traffic to them and actually get their business up and started. So I'm really looking forward to that. All that to be said, I was going to be doing the chisel info coming out then, but after that we're going to be bumping it off a week. So a week from Saturday, that data should all be coming out. So stay tuned. But there was a lot of really interesting things that came out, and it was kind of fun to see 42 different chisels go head to head. What?
Imagining chisels go head to head. Sorry.
What's next?
It's my tired brain. Alex, I tend to use one dog hole for hold fast the most. And it is, okay, hang on. I tend to use one dog hole for hold fast the most, and it is getting larger and beat up. Is it bad / good / no difference for future working with hold fast?
If you're working with like a pine bench, which is much softer, such as southern yellow pine or a poplar, you're going to wear the holes out a good bit faster. And eventually you'll get to the point where the hold fast won't work, or it cants at a weird angle and it's just not quite as useful. In that case, you can actually cut a plug out of the bench and put in a new plug and then re-drill the hole there. I've seen that done several times actually. If you're working with a hard bench, something like a soft maple and harder, yeah, it'll probably never get to that state. You'll wear out the bench before you wear out the hole, even if you use the hold fast every day in the same hole. So that's not as much of an issue because you're compressing the fibers, and the more you compress the fibers, the harder the walls get, and the harder the walls get, the less they compress. So with a hardwood bench, those don't wear out much. With a softer one, they will eventually get to the point where it doesn't work quite as well. But wait until it just doesn't work to your satisfaction, and then you can cut a chunk out of the bench, replace it, and move on. The other way that I've seen it done is you get a standard taper reamer, and you ream out the hole to that standard taper, and then you make a tapered plug, doweled plug that goes down in there. Hammer that down in, glue it down in, and then re-drill your hole now inside that plug. Temporary fix, but it works. What's next?
Tarry Landrigan says, thank you for everything you and your family do. I'm having trouble squaring boards. I cannot get it 100% flat. It has always a little play left. What's your best advice? Don't try for perfection. That's the problem with most people when they first get into flattening and squaring up boards, is if you're constantly judging for no light coming through, for most woods you're going to be racking your brain. You're never going to quite get there. Usually within a few shavings you're okay. For most applications you don't need it to be dead flat. It just doesn't make any difference functionally one way or the other if it's perfectly flat. Don't chase perfection. You're just going to bang your head against a wall, and it's not that fun. Trust me, I know. Banging your head against a wall, it doesn't feel as good as you think it does. Bringing up funny memories for Sarah. Yeah, it's one of those things that most of the time, probably 85 to 90% of the time when I talk about someone where they're just having problems getting it flat or square, they're chasing perfection. They're chasing the light underneath the square or light underneath the straight edge, and that's not something that you should be measuring. In any board I perfectly flatten, you'll be able to get 2 sheets of paper underneath a straight edge or a square quite often. That's completely normal. 2 or 3 shavings is perfectly normal and fully functional. Wood moves, and there's a lot of slop one way or the other, so don't worry about that too much. Other than that, it just comes down to technique. Always remember, you take material off of the high spots, do not touch the low spots. There's no reason for you to plane across the whole board. You just need to plane the spot that is high, and then check it, and then plane the other spot that is high,
And if you're doing one shaving here and then it's out, and you do one shaving here and then you're going back and forth, one shaving, one shaving, one shaving, then your measuring is too accurate. Don't worry about that. So yeah, have a little bit of fun, relax, and keep on planing.
All right. We're going to talk about Greg's super chat, and then how about
Greg.
a giveaway?
Thank you. Oh yeah, it's time for another giveaway. What do we got?
Well, first of all, Greg says a much more interesting answer about the chisels than expected. He said you can brag to Rex that you're my new favorite.
I will do that. Rex and I have a competition about going back and forth about who your favorite is, so you know.
You guys aren't petty at all like that. Ready?
What?
What do you call what do you call a camel with no humps?
What?
Humphrey.
I like it.
All right, would you like to do a giveaway?
Yeah, what's the name of the first one I had listed?
The name?
Yeah, what did I have written down?
Stanley.
Oh, yes. Out of all the type of Stanley, and I'm talking about as in Stanley types, throughout the years, every time they change something, we now call that a type. What is my favorite type of Stanley? And in all honesty, this has actually changed in the last year or so. So yes, what is my favorite Stanley type? First person to put that down below, they are going to win a burnisher kit. And this is one that has an unfinished carbide rod as well as the collar so that you can make your own burnisher. So let's see, what is my favorite Stanley type? Hey, we got it right off the top.
Who was it?
Aplicus?
Oh, Apillicus.
Apillicus. It's a type 15. I used to like the 12. 12 is, it's kind of like, yeah, but there's a few things they added up to the 15 that I like. After the 15, they go to the kidney bean. I don't like the kidney bean. Personal preference, I know. But yeah, Apillicus, send me your contact information, and I will ship out a full burnisher kit to you. So thank you. What's next? We're gonna do 2 more giveaways.
2?
Yes. Oh, excuse me, 1 more giveaway. 1 more giveaway at the end, and then the other giveaway is for
After.
recorded. So when people watch this, they can win on that.
Okay. Hang on. Let me get.
I'm hanging. I need to get a bar
Apillicus,
here.
yes, send details in email. That would be great.
Yeah, send me an email because I won't be able to see the live chat later on.
All right. Let's see. Warren Munn asked, regarding the hold fast question you answered earlier, could you put a metal sleeve in the hole?
The problem with it is the metal on metal doesn't provide much friction. The metal on metal is actually pretty lubricated. The metal on wood actually allows that compression is what gives you the friction. So as the hold fast goes in, the top and bottom twist and push against the sidewalls. And that provides friction that stops the hold fast from coming out. If you put metal on there, the metal's not going to compress, and so it's not going to create the friction you want. You could do something like lining it with leather, though the leather may end up sliding on you. I would be reticent to try putting metal in there, but hey, I could be wrong. Especially if you did something soft, like you put aluminum in there. It might work, might. I don't know, I've never tried it though. If you do try it, let me know. What's next?
Let's see. Carol's Cakes. Sarah, what woodworking tools have you acquired? If you're talking about stolen from James, it's the Bridge City tool block plane. Let's see, I have my squirrel tail.
They were given a bunch from
And then Alan gave me a bunch. I don't own particularly any chisels or saws. But when I can just, well, I should, let me back up. I do
These
own.
are all Sarah's?
I was going to say, these are all my
I get
tools.
to use them from time to time. Yes. What's mine is Sarah's, and what's Sarah's is Sarah's.
See, he's a smart man. Oh. My favorite tool would probably be the Bridge City.
Yeah, the little
one. The little plane.
Bridge City mini block plane.
I like little things.
Yes. It's way too little for what I do in most use, but for Sarah, it's perfect for little hands.
It's a very nice hand one. Anyways, let's see. Tarry Landrigan, how did you get started? I retired from the army in 9 years and would love to do furniture building and be on your level.
Where I'm at with YouTube is actually kind of an accident. I grew up in a wood shop, all power tools. When we got married, I started creating my own wood shop, and I got that up and running. I had all power tools. But as we ended up moving, my youngest lived in 5 houses before he was 2. Before he was 3, he lived in 5 houses. And so we ended up selling stuff. And we moved into our last house. I had no space for any woodworking tools, so I sold it all off. And I just figured, I guess I'm done woodworking. But then we moved in here, and I became a stay-at-home dad because my wife was making more than I could dream about. And there was a small space in here that was about 10 foot by 10 foot. And I convinced my wife to let me use that in a shop. And I found that with hand tool woodworking, I could do it while the kids were sleeping because it was quiet. I could do it in the basement because it was dust free. I wouldn't be tracking stuff all throughout the house. I could do it with the kids in the shop. It was safe. It was just kind of all these things. The small space isn't a problem when you're working with hand tools. You don't need the space when you're working with just hand tools. And so all those things came together, and I started videoing things just for my own sake. I video things as a hobby, so all of my hobbies, I have channels dedicated to them that don't go anywhere. They're just for my own intentional sake. But people started watching it and asking questions, and the more questions I got, the more videos I made to answer the questions, and it snowballed into where I am today. If you actually go back and watch the first Wood By Wright videos, it is literally my first one is, here's my first hand plane. I just bought this. I'm going to be tearing it apart. Here's what I'm going to be doing to it. And then over the next video or two, I restored that one and started building my shop in here. And so it actually covers my entire hand tool journey on this channel. Before that, I was a shop manager at a metal shop for a theater. And then before that, I was technical director at a college where I did a little bit of teaching. Lots of other fun. What's next?
Let's see. Brandon Chanel S. Have you thought about making wooden holdfasts?
There are a few designs out there for holdfasts that work okay, but there really aren't any good ones. Most of them have a rod that goes down through it, and it's you kind of have the rod goes down through it on this side, and then there is a force that acts against it to actually twist it. And then there are some I've seen with a screw that goes underneath the bench. The rod goes down through it, and the nut on the bottom holds it from coming up. But the twisting force that's needed for it, there really isn't a good way of doing it out of wood that is compact enough. You can do it with a bigger piece of wood, but with a 3/4 inch rod, they don't work very well. They don't have much holding power. So, yeah, no. And the nice thing about the metal ones is they are so easy to make for a blacksmith. They're kind of one of the first things that any blacksmith makes because they're just a bent piece of rod with a bit of texturing and a flat spot on the end. And it's an easy, quick thing to forge. So, yeah. What's next?
Let's see. Ken Carlisle says, okay, I'll bite. What is a squirrel tail?
A squirrel tail is basically a little block plane with a squirrel tail. It's got a tail that comes back off the end here, and it fits in the palm. So when you're holding it, it rides right up here in the palm of your hand. It's so you can have a small plane that you still have a spot to hold on to. So, yeah. Sarah likes little planes. She cannot lie.
Well, you bought that while we were at Maker Central in London.
Yes.
3 years ago? 3 years ago?
It was 3.
2?
Yeah, it was 2019.
2 years ago.
Well, 3 years ago this May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I saw it, didn't think anything of it, and then I got it for my birthday.
I wanted it, but
Yeah,
it's
so
Sarah's plane.
it's my plane. Anyways, okay. We'll see how many of these questions we get through. We are not going to get to any new ones.
Unless you super chat, then we'll answer.
Unless you super chat. But I'm not going to get through them otherwise. So, let's see. The RebelRobot asks, what is the one tool that just works? Such as easy sharpening, setup usage, without any frustration.
A 1/2-inch chisel. Yeah, really, the frustration comes when tools get complicated. The more shoulders and fences and depth stops and things like that happen, the more there are to go wrong. And every tool in the shop is just a jig to hold a chisel, which is stuck. A saw is just a whole bunch of chisels in a row. A plane is just a whole body to hold a wide chisel. Every tool here is just one of these in a different form. And the more complicated you get, the more problems you're going to have, the more work it's going to take to set up. So the simpler it is, the less difficulty it is. And that's why you see a lot of people, once they start getting a lot more skill, they tend to rely on simpler and simpler tools because you can do it all with just a chisel. I actually have several videos where I've built projects using just a chisel because you can do it all with that. It's just more complicated tools make a particular step easier. So yeah, really every tool, once you get to know it and you know its quirks and you know all of its little setup features and how it actually goes together, every one of these tools can be no problem because I know them well, or I've spent the time to dial them in and make them work well. It's kind of one of those things that, do you want to spend the time working on the tool or do you want to spend the time working on the wood? So yeah, I don't know if there's anything that's like really like, woo, it's easy to go. I mean, everything's going to take some amount of tweaking or working to get functioning. So
Mallet.
probably not the answer you're looking for, though.
Mallets are easy.
Yeah, mallets, really simple. The other half of the chisel. The force required to move the iron.
So, let's see. Jon Williams says, I have a Stanley low-angle block plane that needs some restoring and is missing the bit at the front that adjusts the throat. Is it worth restoring?
It's missing the bit at the front to adjust. Oh, that little pin. Yeah, I actually have my go-to block plane here is missing that as well. It's just that it's a little thing that goes in here that you can slide it back and forth to adjust the actual depth or the actual movement of it. No, moving the mouth is something that you don't need to do it. It's kind of pointless. I really don't see a time where, yes, I need a really big mouth here, and then a little while later, ooh, I want a small mouth. No, a block plane is not something that you set up for really fine woodworking. A block plane chamfers corners and cleans up ingrain occasionally. It's not a really detailed, fine tool. So yeah, don't worry about it. A lot of them, I'd say 50% of the ones I've restored are missing that as well. So it's not an uncommon thing. So don't worry about it. Is that a super chat?
Yes, Greg said, your kids are awesome and I thought they might get a kick out of getting a gift from a viewer. Wishing all a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year.
Well, thanks, Greg. We'll definitely pass that
They
on
would
to them.
appreciate it.
They will have fun and smile. So thank you. Does he have a mom joke?
Okay, let's see.
Do you want to give me a question while you're looking?
Yeah. Let's see. Noname Plz says, what is a tool you thought you would use all the time when you bought it but hardly ever use?
Probably cabinet scrapers. Cabinet scrapers are one of those things that if I were doing a lot of large flat surface with really gnarly grain, I'd probably use this all the time. I don't do a whole lot of that. Large flat surfaces aren't something I do much of. You know, tabletops and you know, dresser tops and things like that, yes, but most furniture doesn't have those large flat spaces, so I don't use this that much. Most of the time I'm just going to detail up a smoother and make it work just right, and I don't use this. So it's probably the one that when I first got them, I have several and I thought, ooh, yes, I'd really use it, but I don't. And anytime that I really do want to do some scraping, I'm going to grab a card scraper and do it rather than setting up one of these. The card scraper is just easier. This only shines when I have a lot of large flat surface to do. So that'd be my answer for that. What's the mom joke?
Did you know Teslas come with a Did you know Teslas come with a unique new car smell?
What's that?
It's called the Elon Musk.
Yes, that's a good one.
All right, last question, and then we'll do your last giveaway.
All right, what do we got?
All right, Christopher Jones. Is there a brand of planer blade that you find keeps its edge better than a stock blade?
Actually, I did a whole test on this. I went through, I don't know how many. I want to say it was like 20, but maybe it was only 12. Different plane irons from different companies. And there were a lot of them. Most of them are all right about the same zone. But for me, if I had the money and I could pick one, it would be the Veritas PMV11. It had the best resilience out of all of them. But if you want to look up plane iron test, and you will come up against it. And that was a fun one to do. I may end up doing an expansion on it in the future, but I think I hit that one pretty thoroughly. So yeah, but definitely take a look at the video. There's a lot of fun data on that spreadsheet. So last one, we're going to be giving away a card scraper. So these are made by DMF Toolworks, and he actually will brand these for me with the Wood By Wright logo. So if you buy them from my store, you get them with the Wood By Wright logo. It does cost a little bit more than if you buy them from DMF Toolworks or his store on Amazon, but you don't get them with the logo on there. So, but actually, on my website where I sell these, I even have in the description, you can buy them from me, or you can buy them cheaper on Amazon. I have a link to the Amazon where you can get them even cheaper. So if you want to see that, head over to my store. But for that, the question is, what type of wood is this? And I'm going to give you a little close-up on here. First person to type in this correct one wins. And so this is a piece that I've used a few times. It's a small scrap. Extra burns on here should give you an idea. The original owner who sent it to me cut it up on his saw. What?
It's almost still a little fuzzy. Might just be me.
Let's try that.
That's a little better.
So here's a shot of the end grain. Who knows what wood this is?
Warren Munn.
Do we have it?
Warren Munn got it.
Red gum. Wow, right off the tail, right back. Nice. Yes, it is red gum, or it's a type of eucalyptus. So congratulations. Get me your information, and we will get that card scraper out to you. Now, for the people who are watching this, a week from today, we will be doing, we'll have another live, and I'll announce the winner. So if you are watching this recorded, or if you're watching this live, wait until it comes out unrecorded, and then you can put a comment. I will pick one lucky winner out of the comments to win a $20 gift card to Wood By Wright store. So you can buy whatever you want. And that's open to everyone, not just the people who are great and amazing and here live. Yes, you are all wonderful people. What do you, one more, or?
Nope, I told them that
we're done?
No,
okay, we're done with questions. So next week, I'm not sure what we're going to be doing, so stay tuned for that. The week after that, hopefully I'm going to be somewhere in the Caribbean, so I don't think we're going to be doing a live then. But we'll see. Though maybe, who knows,
Hopefully
maybe we'll
not
do
on
something.
a raft floating.
Yes, on a tube in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, so I'm not sure what I'll be doing next week, but we'll do something fun. Anything else I'm forgetting?
No.
Then on that note, we'll wrap it up. So Merry Christmas, everyone. And until next time, have a wonderful day.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye.
Bye.